This video is a reaction and discussion of Full Dive RPG. There's more to the title, but the reaction will now commence. Wow, what a title. Yep. Wow. What? Wow. Right. And you change it. Wow. Wow, this game is hardcore. I love it. Right. Right. Wow. Right. Also, this is a game that's hyper realistic. Of course, because it's a hyper realistic game. Indeed. Okay. The lighting. Oh my goodness, really? Everyone. Really? I feel like that's a lie. Oh. Wow, the fairy. 30. Right. Right. I mean, so how does the time difference between this world and the other one actually works? Wow. Right. Some backstory of the world. Was that him? Is he some sort of drunk? Because you can actually experience some awful things in this game. Oh no. She's back. So as a supporter character, Fairy, can you give him some sort of power? Wow. Right. Right. He took the wife of her brother. Right. Ara. Alright. Okay. Loved. Oh no. No. Yep. Oh no. Oh no. Yep. Yep. The same. Yep. What? Okay. You're going to become... What? Oh. Right. 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 Yeah, I think you should have read the story of the game beforehand. I really like this game. I will absolutely play it. It will be awful, but I will play it. Physics! Physics I always appreciate it. So... oh, this is so fun. Level up? Wow. Okay. Yep. Right. Right. Oh. Is it gonna fall? No? Okay. Oh. Okay. That's still bad. Yep. Yep. She's an invisible companion. Take her life. I wonder, can you reset if... Wow. Many things, but I appreciate. There we go, walked out. Whew, this game is fun. Oh, interesting. So is this realistic game going to help him realize his actual potential in real life? That is a story. I mean, okay. I disagree. But obviously, enough, you can't always play games. But still, you can play a lot of games and still be treated with respect. I think that's more of a character trait. Not character trait. Character decision. Character aspect to not be treated with respect. Alright. Sadly enough, me being unable to speak properly is also a character trait of mine. Now. Oh, sister. Wow. Although, is it just a game? Clearly, this game, there is something about it. We'll see. Yep. Oh no, then tell me that your avatar is sitting doing nothing. Good question. Wow. Oh, this is the guy. Yep, he's a player. Is that how he... I think that is how this guy looks in real life. Also, in this game, if you level up and get powers, there is magic clearly in some sort of way, so... Oh, it is. Oh, it's cool. Yep, this is strange. Wow. Oh, you have a different one. Right. Right. Well, some certain people would do. Whoa. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Right. Oh. Hmm.
見かけは普通の学生っぽかったが他のプレイヤーとオーラが違う。これちまったらしい。
Wow.
永久無敵の冒険者だ。
来い！ベストフレンドキラーと全然違う。
ぞ。45年間それな。ま、こないだコンビニの場。
割と人手なしだけど。俺はこれからどうしたら。まさか仲間になってくれるんですか？
なんてガキくせえことできっかバカバカしい。
いや、今ゲームの中でしょ。
体も思うように動かねえんだ。
じゃあ手伝うって。
Training? Right. So throw you. Wow, really? Oh, I want to watch more. This anime is fun. I don't really have anything else to say, it's just hilarious. I guess it's going to have more to it than I originally thought though. Because the little thing of this guy who's the heartless... whatever. Wait, was Genji actually his name? Whatever, it was something similar. So yeah, that guy who apparently is too old to play this game anymore. Which is ridiculous, but anyway. So, is this game... we haven't seen any magic in the game whatsoever, and if your stats are determined from real life, then I do wonder how would that even work. I do hope there is magic within the game. It will be kind of boring if there isn't. But, I mean, no, it will still be pretty cool, and I'm certain that some inhuman feats are also going to be achieved. More than likely, if you can run very fast in real life, you can run inhumanly fast in the game. I don't assume that the stats are proportionate, at least exactly. Otherwise, I feel like the game would be incredibly boring unless you're an athlete. And even then, if you're fighting monsters, it still should be boring. Now, not boring, but impossible to do. Regardless, when it comes to learning just the rules of the world, it's curious. For example, the fact that you experience, I think what, I forgot her name, the fairy said, obviously she's not a fairy, at least I think. Because there's the curious thing of that guy who's played the game for a very long amount of time. He said that you're gonna start seeing them soon too. Yeah, that's very curious. This game definitely has more to it, or actually I'm not certain. There's two possibilities. Either that guy was talking about the feature of the game that is just going to be creepy and annoying in the future, or this game is actually going to have something very creepy and curious about it. Now, when it comes to what are the possibilities of the game, it's actually infinite because it's a hyper-realistic game, which once again leads to the fact that I really doubt that the game would be that unpopular that no one would ever play it. Obviously enough, there were multiple games like this one, and some of them crashed and burned and are not being produced anymore. It makes sense that more than likely most people would rather play games that are not as realistic. But I feel as if at least one hyper-realistic game should always exist in a world like that one. But anyway, besides the point. Clearly enough, the fairy mentioned that there are other players, and we have seen one of them in this episode. Now, it's curious, it's very curious. How is this going to continue? Because there were some very darker things introduced in this episode. obviously enough episode 1, and this one had some incredibly fun moments too, but yeah, there were some very creepy and dark things, exactly talking specifically about the guy who went ahead and took out the NPCs even though they were hyper realistic. Yeah, also I do appreciate that the friends actually look differently from character to character, but anyway. That guy who took out his friends and childhood friend, yeah. Something is not right, especially with him saying that it tastes like cola and he also got himself drunk somehow. Clearly, this game has a little more to it than I at least anticipated at the start, and I'm happy about that. I am curious where it's gonna go, but when it comes to what's actually happening in the plot, I guess, I mean, it's curious. I do believe that the end goal of the show as a whole will be the main character embracing running again, and whenever he does that, he'll be able to perform better in the game and maybe he'll have a better wife. Which I actually think that this game is very awesome, specifically in that, because if you're not physically fit or at least smart, you won't be able to finish this game. So, yeah, this game actively encourages you to improve yourself in order to finish it. So, yep, that's cool. Now, when it comes to not being able to reset, I feel like I think that's kind of unnecessary when it comes to being a game developer. I feel like that part is unnecessary. But at the same time, how would resetting even work considering this is a multiplayer game? So, yeah, it's one of those parts of the game that is also going to lead to more very fun adventures. And talking about the game a little more, introducing this invincible adventurer, it's curious. That's the thing. This episode had some very fun moments with, for example, the childhood friend getting into information on the fact that normally you add your friend and the childhood friend to your party and they have boosted stats because that way you can finish the game easier. But yeah, it was just fun. And her title, the way she got it with the one that chops fruit from hell or something, whatever was the title, it was great. I'm certain she is also going to join the party eventually, which will be great, really great. Now, talking about the fairy, she apparently can interact with others and assist heroes, so it's curious. But I don't know whether I should be expecting any curiosity and interesting story in this. When it comes to animation, I'm perfectly satisfied. Honestly, to me, I'm really enjoying this, and I can tell because I felt like this episode was super quick. When the episode ended, I felt like I was halfway done. So, yeah, I could watch a 40-minute long episodes of this. But anyway, I don't know what it's still too early to know whether I should be expecting some intriguing plot and world-ending development. That would be very odd to place in this, but it would be interesting to see. Or whether it will be just complete comedy. I feel like I'll be fine with either. And also, it can be complete comedy because, as I said, we saw a little bit of Hero's normal wife, or rather, real wife. Yeah, sure. Where clearly enough the game is going to have an influence on him. And I'm certain the game will change his normal wife in certain ways. And I guess at the moment the biggest trials he actually has in his real life is the bullies and the fact that he has given up running, which I think that leads to a pretty obvious conclusion, at least of the first season, where he starts training, becoming stronger, so on and so forth, and obviously enough picks up running again so that he can be better at the game. And then, when he is in a better shape, he might be able to stand up to the bullies and even beat them up. Who knows? This can go in many interesting directions. It can even go in many messed up directions. It can even go on into supernatural directions. I'm just excited though. There's a video there, you can subscribe to my channel there, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did.